You'll be glad you landed on Fox 43 this morning. Find out why, coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Millen team of Wells Fargo Home Mortgage, the mortgage company of the year, located here on 38th Avenue next to Bilo. We're focused on this weekend's Mayfly Air Show Festival, and we're visiting with its Assistant Executive Director. Good morning, Leslie.
Good morning. Good to see you today.
Leslie Denton, thank you for coming in early on a Monday morning.
Well, thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
It's so exciting getting ready for this weekend.
It's
a 2-day event.
These are our final 5 days to prepare for our big festival in Florence at the regional airport.
It's going to be tremendous.
We think so. We have a lot of great acts coming in and some great festivities planned for the community.
And expecting a heck of a lot of folks, rain or shine. I mean,
that is
sold
right.
a ton of tickets already.
That is right. Rain or shine, we will be there. It will be a great day, whether we have a cloudy sky or a sunny sky. We're planning a great event.
Wow, Leslie, golly. And we think about Memorial Day weekend and things that happen all over the state. And, of course, a lot happening here on the Strand this weekend and the next few days. But it's a great opportunity for folks here to actually leave the area and just head up to Florence. And you've got the same itinerary both days.
The same itinerary both days, and it's great to know that the Mayfly Air Show this year is going to be the biggest event on Memorial Day weekend in South Carolina.
Oh, come on.
It is. We have a great thing planned.
Wow. That's part of the reason, and you shared with me before we began this morning, that tickets are sold statewide.
That's right. Tickets are sold statewide in advance at any Piggly Wiggly in South Carolina. Any Piggly Wiggly, no matter where you live, in the Florence region or not, you can go get an advance ticket for $12 at Piggly Wiggly. Or you can go to the mayflyairshow.com website and do a click and print ticket for $12 in advance.
Great.
So you can do that right up till the show beginning from your home computer.
So folks can actually do it worldwide.
That is right.
It's worldwide.
That is right.
I should have thought of that. Forgive me.
Right.
Yes. So they can go online to mayflyairshow.com.
Mayflyairshow.com and do a click and print ticket.
That is fantastic, Leslie. A lot that has to happen between last year's event and this weekend to get ready for this weekend.
Oh, that is exactly right. Once one event starts, the next Monday we're already planning for the next year, picking the dates and booking our acts to come in. So it has truly been in the works for a year.
Right. A lot has to happen. Of course,
is right.
This is not the first year of the air show.
It is not. The air show actually started in 1986 in Florence and ran until 1984 and then went into a little hiatus. Then we brought it back in 2002, and I can say that it's getting better and bigger every year.
So it ran for about 8 years and then took about a 10-year hiatus almost.
That's
another
right.
8-year hiatus, and then of course started up again 5 years ago. So this is the 5th in a row.
That is correct.
That's tremendous. What are
correct.
some of the things that you all have learned even from 5 years ago that have improved over the last that you can see? And of course, I know Cordy Williamson, we're sorry we couldn't have him with us this morning, but I'm sure Cordy's got some great. What are some of the things that you've seen even just 5 years ago that you've improved on?
I think one of them we've already talked about, making tickets more accessible to the community.
Right.
You don't have to wait in a line at the gate to get your tickets. You can come prepared and get ready to start whenever you want to start having a fun day with your family and get those reduced rates ahead of time.
Right.
Planning the air show layout, adding more events as we go, making it a bigger and better show. When it started, it was an air show, and now we like to call it the Mayfly Air Show Festival, because we actually have more activities than just airplanes for people to do when they come to the show. There's an antique tractor show that will be going on Saturday. There is the PD Cruisers Antique Car Show, and they will be parading down the runway.
Great.
We also have the PD Idol that will be taking place beginning at 8 a.m. on Saturday, which is a takeoff on American Idol. So for all those people that like to hear singing or compete for singing, it's a great event for them.
Sure, sure.
Miss South Carolina will be there on Saturday, so people can come out and meet her and see what she's all about. So we just have a lot planned.
Miss South Carolina is going to be there this Saturday?
Miss South Carolina is going to be there Saturday.
That's of course,
right.
The Miss South Carolina pageant is, I guess, coming up in the near term, and she's a PD native, isn't she?
She is. So we are very excited to have her coming out.
That is fantastic. Not a far drive for her to make.
No, and she'll be driving some more because she will be part of the PD Cruisers Antique Car Show Parade. She will be in that.
I think I saw you got some fancy trucks. Was there a 1940 truck that's going to be on hand? Did I see that? And you got a great looking flyer.
That is not actually part of the PD Cruisers, but we have a 1940 fire truck coming out that is actually a jet fire truck and will be cruising up to 400 miles an hour down that runway.
Oh, come on, 400
yes,
miles
and be shooting flames out the back. It would be quite a sight to see.
No, Leslie.
Quite a sight to see. And if we're in for a special treat, that truck may be just racing an airplane, and we'll have to see who wins at the end of the runway.
That is amazing. Jet-powered 1940 Ford fire truck at 400 miles per hour.
That is right. Can you imagine driving that?
I can't even imagine seeing it, and that's the excitement for folks if they take the time to actually come out.
That's right.
This Saturday or Sunday. What time do the festivities begin?
Saturday or Sunday. Gates open at 8 a.m. on Saturday, and that's when the PD Idol will begin, and the actual air show will take place at 1 p.m. And then on Sunday, the gates open at 9 a.m., and the show also begins at 1 p.m. on Sunday.
Okay, great. So gates open at 8 on Saturday, and you said PD Idol begins then.
That's right. As soon as the gates open, you can go in and start listening to your local favorites singing and root for them in the competition.
Wow. So all the folks who are going to be participating in that have already signed up or already laid out.
That is correct.
Right,
those contestants are already laid out, but if it's something you're interested in, you need to come take a look at it, so next year you can be prepared.
Sure, absolutely. Of course, if a viewer needs to get off to school now or get off to work, get family off to school, what's the best phone number for someone to call if they don't have access to the internet and couldn't visit the mayflyairshow.com? Is there a good phone number to learn more about this Saturday and Sunday's events?
If they'd like more information, they can call the Florence Chamber of Commerce, and the Chamber of Commerce will be able to give them all the information they need.
Okay, that's the 843-665-0515 number.
That is correct.
That's great. Well, of course, the internet provides such a great vehicle for going to look at the itinerary. Do you have the schedule online?
If you go to mayflyairshow.com, along with the print and click tickets, it'll give you the air show schedule for both days. It'll give you some information about the acts coming and fill you in on who they are and what they do while they're performing, and just information about the whole day.
It is a great-looking website. It is a great-looking website. It seems to get better every year, and I know that was something that the folks who were relaunching the air show festival back 5 years ago, as it was back in its second birth, to see the excitement of really making it web accessible. But the idea of using Piggly Wiggly, what a great vehicle there.
Well, we are very happy that they have come on board with us and are helping us out.
Oh, yeah.
They have been a tremendous help.
They've got stores all over the state.
They do. They do. So it's no reason why you can't get a ticket easily.
Right. Let's break down the cost of those tickets for viewers if they want to come out, and if they can't travel up on Saturday but could maybe come up on Sunday. What's going to be the cost?
Sure. If you can't get your advance ticket at $12, if you come to the gate, it's $15 at the gate.
Right.
But we also have a special deal going on. It's a festival, and anybody that comes on a motorcycle will get in for $10 per person on that bike, and we're going to have a special area for motorcycle parking that will be secured, and instead of having to park in a parking lot and race the crowds in, they will just be able to pull right on the field, go to that secure area, park their bike, and start enjoying the show right away. So $10 a person on a bike. What a bargain.
That'll be right in the center of everything.
That is right in the center of the heart of the show, where all the fun is.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful.
That is
so
right.
$10 for anyone, and that's $10 per person.
$10 per person on the bike. That's right. Now, we hope we don't have any clown acts coming on where there's 20 people on the bike. But anybody on that bike, $10 right onto the field. Okay,
great. And are kids encouraged to come out this weekend?
Oh, this is a kid-friendly event. Any child under the age of 12 with an adult paid admission gets in free. We will have a kid zone at the event with rides and jumpers and lots of fun things for kids to do. Mm-hmm. And the airplanes themselves, when the jets start flying and the airplanes start going and the pyrotechnics start going off, I can't imagine a kid of any age not thinking it's a fun event.
Oh yeah, Leslie, how exciting. How exciting.
And also for those families out there that have never flown or have never been in a small plane, we'll be offering airplane rides that they can pay for and go on up and see what it's like to fly in a small plane. Planes just like the ones flying in the show themselves.
No way. How exciting. Is that reasonable? I mean, that's a reasonable deal for that.
$35 to go on an airplane ride.
That's fantastic.
And if a helicopter's more your style, Otto the helicopter, who is a clown helicopter that likes to blow bubbles, which kids love, will also be giving rides out at the air show.
You've got a helicopter that'll be going up and down with kids?
That is right.
Wow.
That is right. Otto the helicopter. He's always a favorite of the kids.
Golly, Leslie, how high does Otto go?
I'm sorry?
You said Otto is a helicopter. You mean kids can get in that and go up in the air?
Yes, that's right. Kids can get in, put their seatbelt on, and Otto will take them for a ride.
Wow. How high will they go? Do you know, or you haven't seen
I'm not
action?
sure how high he is. No, and I don't know for him when he takes the ride how high he goes.
Would my daughter be...
It's safe, very safe.
Great, good. Well, that is very exciting. You know, you think about something like that, I'm trying to think about for children of all ages, if that is something that my 4-year-old would enjoy or not.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. My son rode an Otto when he was 3, and he loved it.
Okay, well, great. Well, good. Well, we'll make the trip this weekend. That's
definitely,
fantastic.
Please.
Let's think about some of the other performers that you all have lined up for this Saturday and Sunday. And again, if they're not going to miss anything if they come out on Sunday versus Saturday, or vice versa, right? They're going to see the same superstar acts either day.
The acts will be the same both days.
Good.
And it's so appropriate that we're having this Memorial Day weekend because we have a lot of military involved in our show.
Great.
The Air Force will be doing a C-17 flyby, which if you all aren't familiar with C-17s, are the big cargo jets that you'll see flying overseas and dropping equipment to military over there. We have the Air Force coming from Shaw Air Force Base, so there'll be some local guys from South Carolina coming out with the F-16 demo team.
Great.
And in conjunction with the F-16 flight, they'll be doing a heritage flight with an F-86 back from the World War II days.
Oh,
and then we
wow.
also have the Navy's F-18 East Coast demo team that will be coming to perform. So a great military show for a Memorial Day weekend so everyone can feel patriotic.
Absolutely. And you said military with proper ID. What kind of ID would they need to have? Could get in just like if they were under 12?
That is right. If you are an active military person and you have your active ID with you, you will get in the doors free. And great way to come with your family.
That is fantastic. Well, we've already gotten some, and the tickets are actually bands there, or after you buy your ticket, you can
get a
band,
wristband. That is correct.
Wonderful. But the wristband is just for one day.
The wristband is good for one day. The colors will change on Sunday.
Okay, good. So I'm not going to tell folks what color I've got because we don't try to make any. But that's
right.
They will get those wristbands and be able to come, and of course be able to use them for whichever day they've purchased. So when they go into Piggly Wiggly, they purchase a ticket. It's for one day.
That's right. It'll be a one-day pass. That is correct.
That's
that
great.
Is
Or
correct.
at Mayfly Air Show. If someone's never been to a website and printed out a ticket, is that pretty easy to do?
Oh, it's very self-explanatory. You just click and print, and it'll follow you along in the directions. Anyone can do it.
Okay. And now,
anyone can do it.
And they would pay online, actually.
That is correct. You pay online. Use a credit card, and you pay online.
That is fantastic. A lot of viewers, of course, probably haven't taken advantage of the opportunity to put their credit card, utilize the internet for that, so they can still go to Piggly Wiggly, get a physical one, or they can come and just pay a couple of dollars more there at the door if they waited until this Saturday or Sunday.
That is right.
That is wonderful. Well, you know, when you think about some of course, the military performers, you've also got, as I look at this schedule here, a tremendous lineup of even non-military folks.
There is a tremendous lineup, and there's something for everybody. For those people that are comedians, to those people who think of themselves as serious flyers. One of our favorite acts is the flying farmer, Charlie Culp. He is an 82-year-old man who still flies acrobatics, and he does a comedic act in the air, but it is great to see him fly.
Wow.
We have another very special act this year. We have a father-daughter team of a wing walker on a hang glider, and that is and an ultralight. That's amazing because that is a very unique thing in the air show world to have a hang glider wing walker.
Right.
We have a T-33 Chris Rounds Red Knight jet that was a trainer jet for American fighter pilots, and he will be out there.
You numbers and acronyms very well, Leslie. I'm amazed. Yeah.
So we have fast planes. We have planes doing acrobatics through smoke rings like Herb and Ditto. We have the always popular Steve Oliver and his Oregon Sky Dancer doing acrobatics in the air. So there's just a lot of great things to see. And then to top it off, like we already mentioned, we have that Ford fire truck from 1940 that'll be racing down the runway.
Right.
And along with him, with some warbirds that'll be flying, like the Sky Raider with Walt Newton, we have some pyrotechnics that'll be simulating the air bombings that used to happen in World War II.
That is amazing.
So a lot of hot flames and fire and fun in the sky.
Well, you have laid out virtually the entire itinerary here. If a viewer couldn't come out till till, let's say, the middle of the afternoon, they're still going to get a lot. I mean, it's worth coming out. If they can't be out there from 1 to 5 or 1 to 4:20, they can still get a heck of a lot for that $12 or $15, or even free if they've got their children under 12.
That is exactly right. Any time that you come, from when the gates open at 8 on Saturday or 9 on Sunday, there will be plenty to do between the Kids Zone and PD Idol, looking at the antique planes, or maybe taking a plane ride yourself. When the show actually begins at 1 o'clock, the action in the sky and on the runway will not stop until 5. So anytime you come out, you're going to have some excitement going on.
That is amazing. And there's some other great things happening on the ground for children who can't focus well, or my daughter can't seem to look up in the air for 3 hours, or watch a truck running down. But you've got some other things going on the ground.
That's exactly right. There will be some warbirds parked on the static line, just planes on the ground that you can go and take a look at and peek inside their cockpits and talk to those pilots and the people that are the crew. There's the Kids Zone with, like I mentioned before, bouncers and games going on for them. The antique cars will be parked right on the field. You can go cruise those and see the cars that maybe used to drive back in the early days, and then look at those tractors and just think how far agriculture has come in this country, looking at some antique tractors.
How exciting, Leslie. That is tremendous. You must be thrilled. Now, have you been involved with the air show for a while?
I have been involved
festival,
with
excuse me.
Yes, I
it's a little
have.
more, we got to add festival there, yeah.
I have been involved with the air show since 2003, and it has been a lot of fun, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely. And what about Cordy Williamson, who traveled down with us this morning?
Cordy Williamson is a great man. He's the air show director, and the air show is actually his baby. He started the air show when it first started in 1986.
Right.
And then after it went into a hiatus, we owe Cordy the thank you to bringing it back, and it started back in 2002.
That is wonderful. Well, Tom Marshall's been talking about this thing forever, even before he had Cordy and the whole crew out at the chamber, and so many other volunteers helped get it back together. You have volunteers active this weekend as well. There
will be volunteers working the gates, but planning the show, there's probably 15 or 20 of us that sit around the table once a month up until the last month, and once a week ever since getting this show off the ground. And we couldn't do it without all of those people and the people that are going to come help us man the gates and sell food and help people the day of the show.
Speaking of that, we got about 7 minutes, Leslie. Let's break down some of the food opportunities. Can folks come out and essentially get a lunch out there or an early dinner?
Absolutely. Come hungry, because we have a lot of great food. There'll be some great local favorites like Chick-fil-A and pizza, but then there's also those great fair foods that everybody loves to eat and doesn't want to think about how bad they are for you, like elephant ears and turkey legs. So there's some great food out there, and always cold drinks and ice cream and just a lot of good stuff to put in the body.
Who are some of your sponsors for this this Saturday and Sunday's Mayfly Air Show Festival, Leslie?
Crown Beverage is a huge help supporter for us this year, as well as Piggly Wiggly doing a lot for us. Pepsi, our local Pepsi distributor, is helping us out.
Great.
Arbor One is helping us out. And you'll see that on some of your wristbands when you come out.
Of course, absolutely. I see Severance Family Auto Center there, and PD Electric Co-op, Health South. Golly, Florence Regional Airport.
That's right, and we owe Florence Regional Airport a thank you, because they're really opening up that secure field for us to allow us to have the air show for the weekend.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure folks all over town have probably seen these tremendous flyers that have a lot of great information and surely information about some of your sponsors, but also the front of it, the Mayfly Air Show Festival. Come get your fill of thrill. Is that what it says? I can't see it.
Yes, it does. Come get your fill of thrill.
I love that. That is fantastic.
So whether you find thrill by watching those jets, the old warbirds, or the jet fire truck race down that runway, it is definitely a thrilling time.
It is tremendous. So gates open at 8 Saturday and 9 a.m. on Sunday. And, of course, as you said, the real festivities begin at 1. Let's just go ahead. Go ahead.
Actually, today, if you want to talk about festivities beginning, the B-25 is arriving today in Florence at the Florence Regional Airport. And if anyone would like to take a ride in that B-25 bomber back from the war days, they can call the Florence Chamber of Commerce and arrange to have a flight this week, Monday through Friday, on that B-25 bomber at the regional airport.
How exciting. That is fantastic. Let's talk real quick of a viewer, let's say, coming up from the beach. And then we can talk for a second if a viewer was coming in from Lumberton, let's say. But if a viewer is coming up from the beach, Are they going to be able to find the location easily?
It is right at the Florence Regional Airport location.
Okay.
Right off of Palmetto and on Highway 76, and there'll be lots of signs and arrows pointing them in the right direction to find parking. Parking is free, and then there'll be little shuttles that they can take to the gate. If they have trouble walking or if they're parked far away, there's no problem doing that, and
Tremendous.
get right into the show.
Okay, so easy again. We're traveling up 501, and then we veer off to the left and merge on with 76.
That's
is it?
right.
To cross
Follow
over
76 right into
Farwell
Florence,
Bridge,
and
right.
if you're coming from the beach, the airport will be right on the left-hand side, and you won't miss it.
And for our viewers who may be coming in from Lumberton or Laurinburg, who'd be coming down, would they want to come down I-95 or?
Come down I-95, and I would get off at Highway 52 and take 52 to 76. And if you're coming from that direction, then the airport will be on your right-hand side on 76.
Okay, fantastic. Very easy, Leslie. We got about 5 minutes, and you know, when you think about, of course, of interest to kids, this really is a big event. Are you all expecting a big crowd this weekend?
We are expecting a big crowd. We are hoping for blue skies because this is the best to fly in, and we think we'll have thousands of people there this weekend. We're hoping for our biggest crowd yet, especially since it's Memorial Day and it's a weekend families like to be together and picnic and be on the outside or out of doors and have a great time. And bring your picnic baskets, bring your blankets. Just come have fun with the kids, have fun with the family, and see everything that there is to do.
And what a perfect location. Is there any location there that you'll get a bad view? It sounds like there's not.
An air show is so good for that, because even if you're not in that front seat, anywhere you are on the field, when you look up in the sky, you'll be able to see that show. So there is not a bad seat at the air show. And sometimes I think those people that race up to the gate, to the fence line where the actual runway is, sometimes I think I get a better view standing back, because I don't have the crowds around me, and I can look up and just enjoy it all and take it all in.
I love it. So there's a ton of space out there, and there's no one should be worried if they're driving up from the beach, if they haven't bought tickets ahead of time, or if they have been to mayflyairshow.com or been to their local Piggly Wiggly, either here or down in Hilton Head, you said. If they bought a ticket and are driving up, there's not going to be a problem for them to find parking, and obviously not a great view. There's going to be great views all over.
Oh, that is right. There are great views all over the place. And let me also make this comment. If you are a pilot, we encourage you to go ahead and fly your plane in that morning.
Oh, come on.
Oh, right on the field, and you'll be right there. Get out of your plane and go watch other planes and talk with other pilots, and it'd be a great thing to do that too.
Wow, that's a great point.
Miss the traffic. Get here faster from the beach or Lumberton. Get here in a fraction of the time.
That is fantastic. Yeah, real opportunity to highlight, because there are a lot of pilots. You know, we filmed over there, and of course have highlighted some tremendous pilots, been with Ed Young or Phil Levinas in our old studio over there in Florence, and hearing those guys talk about the thrill of flying around. This is an opportunity where folks can fly in from all over.
That is right. Anywhere in the country, anyone could fly in, but it's nice to even do those short local flights, and it just gives you more of a thrill to know that as you're watching that show, to go home tonight, you're going to be doing the same thing that those pilots in the show were doing. You're getting in that plane and flying off into the wild blue yonder.
How exciting. What's the most exciting aspect for you, Leslie? What do you and your family wrap around and enjoy, in particular on Saturday and Sunday? Is there anything that really stands out in your mind?
Even though this has become the Mayfly Air Show and Festival, and we make it a festival with the cars and the tractors and the PD Idol, the airplanes are still the love for me. My husband and I are both pilots, and Mr. Cordy Williamson, the director, got my husband and I to love flying, and has introduced us to so many airplanes and acts that we never knew before. And just watching the thrill of those pilots and seeing the things that they do, and appreciation I have for them as a pilot myself, is the thrill for me.
Do you ever get scared up in the air, Leslie?
I am pretty comfortable up there.
Yeah.
You know, I was scared when I first started learning, and it was kind of like riding a bike or driving a car. Once you learn, it's just kind of becomes second nature, and it is fun. It is fun.
Wow, how exciting. So this is a great opportunity for folks who are aspiring to become pilots, to come out and experience things, and as you said, to be able to get up in planes easily on their own.
That is right. They can come out there and talk to other pilots if they have an interest, and see some of the planes. And on the airfield is Powers Aviation, and they have a flight instruction school there, so it would be a great time for them to talk to the flight instructor there and see what it would take.
Of course, of course. And if there is an event that folks, every one of these things on the schedule you've got, Leslie, looks tremendous. Is there something that everyone talks about year after year? Again, not to take anything away from any of these tremendous acts, but something that people just have to be there at a certain time and not miss. I see a couple of things are highlighted in bold. That's
right. I think, although I said my favorite is watching those planes, I think for the community favorite is the jet truck. And this year we're proud to have that jet fire truck. In the past, we've had a jet Peterbilt, and everyone has just loved seeing a car race down that runway at 400 miles an hour. There's just nothing like it. You feel the heat from the flames coming off the back of the truck and the bright lights of the fire coming out, and seeing it race down the runway is absolutely phenomenal.
That is fantastic. So if they get there early at 1, they need to make sure and stay till 3:52. And I see you and Cordy have laid out in your entire committee these exact times. Do you all follow the schedule pretty closely?
Because of the FAA regulations and the fact that Florence is an operating airport and we have commercial U.S. Air and Delta flights coming in, we do need to try to stick with that air show schedule as closely as possible so we can get the commercial flights in and out and to keep the airways safe for the pilots that are flying.
That is wonderful. Leslie, thanks so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having us. I appreciate it. Hope to see you on Saturday.
On a Monday morning or Sunday.
Hope to see you Saturday. That's right, or on Sunday.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Leslie Denton coming up next. Look at this tremendous flyer. I don't know what to say. Look at this tremendous flyer. Mayfly Air Show and Festival. Not just an air show anymore. There's a lot going on this weekend. What a tremendous schedule. You heard Leslie talk about the great lineup. And, of course, gates open at 8 on Saturday. They open at 9 on Sunday. There's an identical itinerary both days, starting at 1 and wrapping up around 4:20. But there's so many great things on here and so many great sponsors. Aside from Piggly Wiggly, a lot of other P's are represented. Progress Energy, Pepsi, you heard about PD Electric Co-op, and there's so many other tremendous sponsors on here. Pick up one of these flyers, Progress Energy and others, year after year, making a difference. But when you pick this up, you'll see some of the tremendous events, a family day, a full day of family fun, and of course also these great advance tickets of $12. $15 there that day. If you've got a military ID, you get in free. If you're under 12 and you're with a paying adult, you get in free. And also $10 if you show up on your motorcycle. I can't even go over all the amazing items that'll be occurring this Saturday and Sunday at the Memorial Day, the Mayfly Air Show and Festival. Come out. It'll be a great weekend.